Okay, welcome. This is the second tutorial I'm doing. Oh, I have to... Okay. And yeah, it's the second tutorial I'm doing regarding mixing the Pkiii record. And this video will go through the process of mixing my song, which is called None. It's our second or third single. I think it's the third, actually. I have the project here in Ableton, and there's some stuff going on. As always, there's always some stuff going on in things. Oh, this looks new. Not bad. Okay. And yeah, I wanna just show you what I did here. Let's start by taking a listen to this. Bass solo. And now I will skip a bit to the B part to the head out to the second time we play the theme, because afterwards it shifts into a complete, a different thing. And I did some, like, compositionally, production-wise, I did some stuff there. Now, that's enough, I think. Okay, we'll skip the intro. We'll not talk about the intro. It's just Yoshi playing very nice stuff, and that's good on its own. We don't need to talk about it. Let's start with the theme. And this time I want to start out with the keys. I did very little to it. Yeah, I cut some low mids, boosted some higher mids for the tiny, or like the the bell-ish sounds. Then I put a Shadow Hills mastering compressor on it. I don't know why. It could have been every other compressor, I think, but I kind of wanted to use this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's taking care of like some nasty peaks that can occur with pianos. Yeah, and I just used the optical compressor here. It's like there's this optical compressor and then there's this discrete compressor, but this one I didn't use at all. Did I use a sidechain? No, I did not. And then I put some reverb on it. And I used the convolution reverb by Ableton with the R&B suite halls, I guess. Quite a bit, actually. Usually I'm not using that much reverb. When I use it, I usually exaggerate it because it's fun. And yeah, that's all the piano does. Later on, there's some more stuff going on. Let's do the bass next. Here's the bass. As you can see, I separated I separated like the accompanying bass and the soloing bass. And I don't know why this is here. I know why this is here, because those are some takes we did. We overdubbed the bass solo later on. And I used some melody to MIDI. It was fun. And did some weird stuff apparently with a lot of reverb. That's what I meant by exaggerating it, I guess. So there's a bit of reverb on the bass solo. Other than that, I cut, of course, some low frequencies where the kick is about there. Some low mids, and I wanted to boost like the finger-ish sound, you know. Then I used this compressor, but it's barely doing anything. And some saturation, with saturation up. It's for free, it's great. And in the distance you can... I did the MIDI to... no, the melody to MIDI thing. And it's a really stupid electric piano, which I just boosted like the high end and put some chorus on. So there's some more ambience to the bass solo and the sound. So yeah, that's what I did with the bass solo. And with the bass in the accompaniment context, I did not a lot. Just cutting at 20 Hertz, boosting at the first harmonic, cutting where I guess the snare is, and some of the low mids, because sometimes they sound nasty, and then here we have this punchy sound. Yeah, and I pushed that a bit. Then I put a compressor on, which is reacting to the kick drum. Let's listen to that. So every time the kick is playing, the compressor is taking care of the volume of the bass. Then I put some A-tone on it. Honestly, Analog Obsession has some amazing plugins, and they are all for free. It's crazy. And yeah, it's basically distortion, a bit of distortion. Yeah, to give it some grit. And then I'll use the vinyl thing just for some ambience and more grit, I guess. Let's listen to it with the kick and the snare. And the overheads went on. The whole drums, actually. So it has this very, I hate this word, but it has this very jazzy sound. Then it goes into the solo. And I didn't do much to the drums too. The overheads, I put a multi-band compressor on around where the snare is, I think. Maybe I'm talking crap. Yeah, I'm talking crap. It's not where the snare is, but the piano. I'm guessing. Let's check. Or maybe just because it sounded nasty. Honestly, I don't remember, but okay. Then I cut it. That's nice. That's amazing, actually. I'm very happy to see that. It's just a high pass. Nothing more. I'm very happy to see that, because sometimes there is just one move and it's good. And then I widened. Widened, that's the right word, the stereo image of the overheads. We were talking about the overheads though, I'm sorry. Without it, it would sound like this. Just to give it some room. And then we have one mic on the snare. I aligned it with the rest of the drum kit and put a gate on it, so only the hits that are loud enough and clear enough are getting through. Then I EQ'd some stuff. I EQ'd out some frequencies that were bothering me. I was pushing the high, the treble, and cutting a bit of the high mids, pushing a bit of the low mids, and this one I pushed the 25 hertz. I pushed for some punch. For the kick drum, I did a bit more. very happy to see this. It's just one shelf, one high shelf. And this time, usually what I do is I layer the kick with a sampled kick or something. This time I didn't want to do it, and I did some other stuff. I put a gate on the kick, so only what I felt were the significant hits went through. So because sometimes the snare bleeds in and stuff. Then I put a glue compressor on it to take care of the peaks, and then I put some R bass on it, and it makes a huge difference. Yeah. Well, let's listen to it with let's listen to the whole drums actually. Without R bass, the kick would sound like this. Very, very... It doesn't sound bad. I'm surprised, but it's not punchy and it doesn't have that bottom, you know. And I wanted to have that bottom. So I boosted the kick at around 49 hertz, and R bass took care of the rest. Then I did some saturation with Saturn. Without it, it sounds very woody, which can be good, but it has more definition, it's more insistent with the saturation, I feel like. That's what I did to the kick. To the snare, I already showed you the snare. I just remembered. So we have all the components. What did I do for the master? I EQ'd it. I cut out some junk on the bottom end of the spectrum. I cut some higher mids and I boosted some treble. That's it. And yeah, this is one EQ. This is another EQ. Of course I put it on Soviet. What, are you kidding me? And put the EQ saturation on. Slick EQ, by the way, is a free plugin too, and it's fucking amazing. OAQ is also free. It's also by Analog Obsession. I love using this. And OAQ I also love because it's very easy to use and it has a saturation thing built in. So I did the Soviet EQ saturation. Without it, it would sound like this. It's not much. It's not much, but without it, it sounds a bit too... The edges are a bit too sharp for me, you know? It makes everything a bit more round, a bit more coherent. A bit more warm, too. Let's go to a louder passage and listen to that. Now I bypass it. Now it's on. This part we will do in a bit, but yeah. And I put Shadow Hills mastering compressor again. I don't know. I wanted to use this one on that track. It's fun. Here you can see... Oh no, okay. I used both of the compressors. I used the optical one and the discrete. And just a tiny bit. It's really not that much of that much compression. It's just a very tiny amount. Let's go to a loud part. See? It doesn't do a lot of work. Now we come to the fun part. Okay, what did I do here? So I put, first of all, I put a vinyl effect on the keys when at the beginning of the new part, so you can hear it a bit in the distance. And I added another layer of keys, which sounds like this. Oh wait, which sounds like this. And as you can see, I put a lot of stuff on it. There's a cut, which was needed not to mud up all of the sound spectrum, and a boost at 3K for some definition, and yeah, kind of a bit of a low pass here. So at, yeah, I don't know, around 7.5 kilohertz. So it wouldn't be as pointy for the ear. Then also here I put the vinyl thing on because it sounds nice, and then compressor, a sidechain compressor actually, which is reacting to the keys actually. So it ducks every time the keys hit a certain threshold. This one's also by analog compression. It's for free. It's very good. You can see it here now. Then I widened the stereo spectrum quite a bit. It's at 174%, which is quite something. Without it, it would sound like this. You know, it's like very, it needs that room. It needs that room. It's very important. And you might be wondering, damn, but it's pitched up an octave. Well, now you can... I mean, yeah, it is pitched up an octave. You can see it here. And I didn't even bother to change the warp mode to Complex Pro or something, which would sound a bit more clean, but I didn't want to have that. And so it sounds a bit broken, and I kind of like it. I think it's good. And then I put in a plugin which I really fell in love with. This one is called Layer by Aberrant DSP, and it has 3 devices: Artifact, Mirror, and Rift. And it's such a weird reverb, dude. Listen to that stuff. And here it's quite tame. And in context with all of the keys, it sounds like this. It's like a very cute whistle in the background, which is also a bit fucked up. Just as life. So let's continue. I added another. We recorded actually this Wurst microphone. We recorded the whole way, but I decided not to use it for the first half of the song, and it's creeping in after a certain point, as you can see. But maybe I should play it though. Maybe just the drums. And before I tell you about it, yeah, there are 2 things that change. First of all, this Wurst microphone, which if you don't know what that is, check out, just search it on YouTube and check out the videos by Moses Schneider. He's way better in explaining it, and he's also very funny. Yeah, then there's the Wurst microphone is added, another layer of snare drum is added, and another layer of kick drum is added. It sounds like this. And so on and so forth. So what changed? I mean, of course, the soundscape changed drastically. What did I do here? As you can see, some stuff. I will not talk about auto align. This is boring. I did talk about it a lot on the video regarding unconditional love in the mixing process. I want to talk about the other stuff. Let's listen to this. Let's take the effects off, maybe. So I pitched this down 1 octave and put it on Complex Pro. This is how it sounded when we recorded it. And this is how it sounds now. It's dirty, and it just gives the whole thing a bit of body. I took away the low frequencies in this particular frequency. Why, I cannot tell you at the moment. There must have been one reason why. Then I compressed it, like very heavy compression. I mean, as you can see, oh shit, now I fucked it up. I think it was 18 to 1. No, not infinite to 1, but... Oh, let's just do this. 18 to 1. very high ratio. The threshold is all the way down here. So it's really hardcore compression. Then I put some layer on it. That sounds so nice, doesn't it? Really surreal. And then I put 2 more compressors on it. Very aggressive. So it's like a very weird type of parallel compression, I guess. I was honestly just experimenting. And some saturation. I like also a lot of saturation. So it's abstracted completely within the mixing process. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to the whole drum set. Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm very happy about how it turned out. Then there is this second snare layer. Let's listen to that. Yeah, I love this, man. Let's listen to it with the Wurst microphone. It's so metallic sounding. I like it. I like it a lot. Jesus. So what did I do? I gated it like the snare before. I cut some stuff. I think this is the same EQ curve as on the snare. I just duplicated it, I think. Then I put on a lot of compression. And this funny little looking plugin called Cesium, which is a chorus or phaser, I guess. And yeah, and I pitched it down too. Yeah, I pitched it down 2 octaves. Yeah, that was a good move. I don't know. It works. With Cesium, it sounds like this. Oh, that's so cool, man. You could make music just out of the snare and all those effects, man. And with layer. With the original snare. And also this compressor here is side-chained to our snare. So every time it hits, it gets dug down, and then you hear the resonance, mostly from the plugin. Afterwards. Also, the Wurst microphone is side-chained to the snare and the kick. This is why I use 2 compressors for side-chaining it. So it's not parallel compression, as I told you before. I'm sorry. And then there's the kick drum, and I added another layer of kick drum. You can barely hear it. It's this and I took a lot of the lows out and some of the highs, and then if you layer it, it sounds like this. Has a bit more punch. That's why I did it. And to the bass, I did nothing. I just kept it as it was. I turned down the volume actually a bit, made it a bit more passive. This is how it sounds in context. Let's play it from here. Hear the side chain on the piano. Also here is the keys with the effects on it. Yeah, and that concludes this session. As always, I just try to make it sound good and to experiment and have fun with it. Of course, it's important and nice to learn about all of these different techniques, and I should do more of that, I think. But it's nevertheless, it's important to just fool around, have fun with it, and be creative with all of that stuff. And in the end, I'm sure the product will be more satisfactory and more, I don't know, it will be probably nicer. Yeah, I hope this did something to someone and maybe helped somebody out. Yeah, and also what I really want to stress again, it's possible to make and to mix good mixes with free plugins. This is free. It's pretty good though. This one's free, Valhalla Supermassive. I used it on the bass. Of course, then also I used some stock plugins like the Ableton stuff, the compressors, and all of that stuff. That vinyl thing by Isotope is free too. Yeah, as I said, the Analog Obsession things are free too. Those are really, really good. And yeah, some of them I bought, of course, but I mean, it doesn't have to be. It's just, it doesn't have to be. You don't have to buy plugins. There are enough free ones that are great too. So yeah, that's about it. I don't know. See you around, I guess.